but it is Monday, which you know what that means. It is time for my team of the week. Team of the week is where I go around and pick the best player that I think from each position throughout the week and highlight whoever it may be. I like doing it because sometimes it gives me a chance to highlight players that I typically wouldn't. Now let's start at the catcher position. And this week, Will Smith from the Los Angeles Dodgers. 423 on the week, 3 homers, 6 RBIs. I think this is Will Smith's first time on my team of the week this year, but he is one of the better catchers in the game of baseball, and we're seeing him get hot. 423 at the plate on the week. Let's move on over to first base. Another Los Angeles Dodgers, Freddie Freeman. 1, we had the return back to Atlanta this week. It was very emotional. 2, he hit 417 on the week, 3 homers, 11 RBIs. Truly, that is Freddie Freeman. That is the former MVP of the league. And now we're seeing the power come along with it. He's at first base. Moving on over to second base. At second base on this week's team of the week, Isaac Paredes. 471. 5 homers. 8 RBIs. He had a 3 home run game for the Rays. That is a week, my friends. 471, 5 homers, 8 RBIs. Yeah, easily on this list. Moving on over to third base. At third base on this week's team of the week, I have Alex Bregman, who hasn't been having the year that he wants to this point. But this week, 400, 2 homers, 5 RBIs, kicked things off in the Bronx for the Astros in grand fashion. 3-run homer there. He's heating up. Alex Bregman, we all know how good he can be. He is just another dimension to that really good Astros team that if he heats up, they become even better, which is going to be a scary sight. Let's move on over to shortstop. At shortstop, I have Javi Baez. Javi Baseball. He's got the MLB logo tattooed on his neck. And he had been cold as ice for a while. But guess what? 478 on the week, 3 homers, 7 RBIs, including a grand slam that he hushed somebody in the stands. I don't know what was said to him. Somebody said something as he walked up to the plate, and then he hit a grand slam. Didn't even watch it. Legitimately didn't even watch it. Flipped his bat, shushed the fan. It was pretty sick. Javi Baez, what a great week. Let's move on to the outfield. This isn't left field, center field, right field. This is just 3 of the best outfielders. 3 the best outfielders of the week. We'll start with the first one, and we will start with Luis Robert of the Chicago White Sox. Luis Robert, by the way, has been dubbed a 6-tool player by 1, Tony La Russa, and 2, our very own here at Fox, Frank Thomas. He had 375 on the week with a homer and 8 RBIs. This guy is a freak. He's a freak talent. He has every tool you could ever imagine. He has so much power, so much speed, great defense, great arm. Luis Robert is so good at the game of baseball, and he is on this list for the first time, I believe. Luis Robert's the first one in the outfield. Next up, my second outfielder on this week's team of the week, Yordan Alvarez. 316, 4 home runs, 7 RBIs. A very good chance to be on my team of the month when that comes time, because he's leading basically every offensive category in the month of June. Just continued it this week with 4 home runs on the week, 7 RBIs. Unbelievable. He's easily on this list. My last outfielder on team of the week, Jesse Winker. Jesse Winker heating up. Is he heating up just in time for a suspension? Probably. Because of that brawl on Sunday. But before that, heading into the end of the week, 450, 2 homers, 6 RBIs. I swear Jesse Winker could have 20 home runs this year if he was playing all of his games in Cincinnati where he came from. But he's not. That's the nature of the beast. He didn't have the power. So many warning track flyouts. But this week, we saw the power come. 2 homers, 6 RBIs, 450 on the week. He rounds out my outfield. Moving to the designated hitter. Who else? Shohei Ohtani. What a week offensively. 350 at the plate, 3 home runs, 10 RBIs, including an 8 RBI game, which was a career high. He is my designated hitter. My starting pitcher on the mound, Shohei Ohtani. This is the first week that this has happened. Shohei Ohtani on Team of the Week at DH and Shohei Ohtani on the mound. A career high 8 RBIs offensively, and the very next night, a career high 13 strikeouts. He went 1-0 on the mound on the week, 8 innings pitched, 13 strikeouts, 2 hits, and 0 earned runs. Hardly anybody even reached base. He is my starter, and he is my DH, and he is a legend. Let's move on to my last player on Team of the Week. It's my closer, Jorge Lopez of the Baltimore Orioles. Honestly, shout out to the Baltimore Orioles. They've been grinding this year. They've been playing good baseball. They have a better record than the Angels and the Mariners. Who had that coming? Nobody. A lot of people were picking the Angels and the Mariners to win the American League West. Well, guess what? The Baltimore Orioles have a better record than both of them. Jorge Lopez has not gotten the respect he deserves as a closer this year. It's because he's on the Orioles. They don't win a ton of baseball games, but this week, 3 saves, not a single earned run, only 1 hit in those 3 saves, and 2 strikeouts. Shout out Jorge Lopez. Shout out the Orioles for playing decent baseball this year. But he rounds out my Team of the Week, which leads to my last thing here. My Player of the Week. The Flippin' Bats Player of the Week is Shohei Ohtani. I mean, where do I begin? You all know I could go on for days about this. I had an emergency Shohei Ohtani segment at the end of last week because of what he did. But just one of the greatest weeks we've seen, but the greatest back-to-back nights, back-to-back games in the history of Major League Baseball. In history, I believe that wholeheartedly. 3 home runs, 10 RBIs, 8 innings pitched, 13 strikeouts. What a week. Shohei Ohtani is my Player of the Week, and he put together 2 career records, 1 being strikeouts, 1 being 8 RBIs in a game, and they happened in back-to-back nights. Are you kidding me? Shohei Ohtani is this week's Flippin' Bats Player of the Week. Thanks for watching. If you love Flippin' Bats, swinging 3-0, or just talking ball, join us. Call us at 213-537-9339 with your questions. We have a weekly guest, and we have a lot of fun, so hit that subscribe button.